I'm 30 years old. I have no. I'm 30 years old. I'm. I'm speaking alone into a microphone, and yet somehow I'm still nervous. I'm 30 years old. I have no friends. I'm in between jobs, broke, living with my parents, and who cares? Climate's getting worse and no one gives a damn. Mass consumerism is destroying the freaking planet. Dictators are ruling the world. And America's fully embraced fascism, all because white people can't stand the thought of not being the majority anymore. But who cares? I quit my job. I worked at a casino. The pay was really good, but it was driving me insane. I've gone years at a time in between jobs. The time is just as relaxing as it is stressful. I don't have any friends and no one to talk to. I spend most of my time listening to music, mainly old movie oasts, obscure 70s Japanese superhero themes, or watching YouTube videos, mostly educational channels, Let's Plays, and other than that, I've been getting my kicks by posting fetish art and writing kinky love stories. Don't ask me about it. I do write other stuff too, as well as photography and making videos.
Estoy tratando de aprender un segundo idioma.
Other than that, I really don't have much of a life. The biggest emotional highlight for me over the past few years was the death of my family's cats. But who cares? Boredom is like a drug, and so is loneliness. Over time, it will drive you insane until you find yourself doing crazy shit. I once took a nude photo of myself outdoors, in broad daylight, entirely butt naked, and then submitted it to a magazine. It got published. I spent the past 2 years obsessively tracking down every photo I can find of this one retail model I discovered. I even wrote this stupid poem about it. Sometimes I like to DM random people online just for the sensation of getting a single reply back. Of course, whenever some random person DMs me, I typically end up just ignoring them. Although most of the DMs I get are just scams anyway. I like to be seen, but I just don't like to talk to anybody. I want to be alone, but deep down, I'm really afraid of being alone. I sometimes even write to influencers and celebrities just to think that for one fleeting moment they notice me, as if it matters. I used to write messages to old college friends and colleagues that I hadn't seen in years, thanking them for all the time that we had spent together and how little of it there was. I even slipped a handwritten letter to a coworker once, expressing my gratitude for them just speaking to me. I'm just better at writing my thoughts and feelings than I am at talking to another person face to face. But who cares? Some guy got murdered at the motel across the street from my house. I actually heard the shots standing outside. In fact, someone actually shot through our fence a couple of months ago. Never found out what that was about. In fact, I actually know someone who was murdered. I've also met people who've attempted suicide or have come across people who've secretly been cutting themselves, who have debilitating mental health issues. But none of these are my stories. I have no story worth telling. There's no point in me complaining about anything. There are so many people who fare far, far worse than myself, who have no chance of ever being heard. No one cares. No one cares about anything until it blows up in their face. Even then, they just find someone else to blame for it. I'm tired of hearing people say, who cares? I'm tired of people saying, who cares about the climate? I'm tired of hearing people say, who cares about racism? I'm tired of hearing people say, who cares about labor rights and abortion? It's just an excuse to remain complicit without feeling guilty about the damage we are really causing. The best part about being stupid is that we're just too dumb to know how wrong we are. I try to find meaning in my life, not by caring about myself or trying to live out some dream or some bullshit like that, but by trying to be of some actual service to this world, to try and, work towards some greater good, whatever that is. I've often, fantasized what it would be like to die for a noble cause. To give my life for something that I would be proud to expend it for. But then again, to, take up a noble cause just because you have no life worth living doesn't really make it noble. Feeling alone is one thing, but I find that feeling powerless is even worse. You'll find plenty of videos of people online, talking about how they cope with loneliness by, focusing more on themselves and their dreams and, caring and focusing less on what others may think of them, or, just reciting lines from self-help books and old philosophy texts as if they're holy scripture. But what do they know? This world does not care about us. And yet we must care about the world. It's an oftentimes toxic, one-way relationship. But then again, what do I know? I'm just a nobody. And nobody cares. Also, don't expect another video like this from me, so don't bother subscribing. You think I'm trying to make friends on this platform?